Well, hello there. This is Mr. Von Ah coming at you from my living room to your living room. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe and healthy. It's been interesting times. But we get this chance to be educated even in the midst of all this chaos. All right, so I'm here to help you reach your goals. I'm here to help you pass a GED or a high set or a college entrance exam. We're in this together. All right, so I want to encourage you in the description on this video below, you'll see a link to my notes and to a formula sheet that goes right with these lectures. Okay, there's been several of these. We're calculating surface area and volume. Okay, we've done it with prisms, with cylinders, cones, pyramids, and now we're doing it, the last one, with spheres. All right, so the notes go with all of them, all right, as well as the formula sheet. And by the way, these formulas will very, very, very likely be included in the exam that you're going to be taking it. I don't think you're going to have to memorize these, all right? But it's good to be at least familiar with them. All right, so we have an NBA basketball here, okay? And the circumference of an NBA basketball, of an official NBA basketball, is 29.5 inches. So if you were to take a tape measure and go all the way around, right, in the middle part of the ball, that would be 29.5 inches. Okay, that's the only information they give us. Okay, and they want to know, first of all, what is the surface area of this basketball? What's the surface area? Okay, so I come here and I look at my formula. The surface area is 4 pi r squared. Okay, so what's the unknown there? R. R is the unknown. So we need to know R if we are going to find the surface area. Did they give us the radius? They did not. So we're going to have to do some thinking here. They did not give us the radius, but they did give us their circumference. Okay, so this means I'm going to need to know what the formula for the circumference of a circle is. Because a sphere is just a three-dimensional circle. All right, so if you remember, the circumference of any circle is 2 pi r. Okay, we established that in a different video. 2 pi r. And you'll notice that r is one of the variables, right? And look at this. I can find the circumference if I know the r, if I know the radius, and I can find the radius if I know the circumference. I think I said that right. Okay, so I know the circumference is 29.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute that in right there. I'm going to set that equal to 2 pi r. And I don't know what r is. That's my unknown. So I'm just going to leave it as an r. Okay, so now I can solve for r. Okay, see if you can pause this video and see if you can solve for r. All right, well, welcome back. What did you get? I encourage you, by the way, to pause these videos when I say pause it. See, it's called productive struggle. It will help you. All right, so I want to solve for r. So first, let's go ahead and, there's a couple ways I could do this, but I'm just going to go ahead and divide. This 2 pi is being multiplied by the r, correct? So I could go ahead and multiply 2 times pi here and get like 6.28. Or I could just immediately just divide both sides by 2 pi. Okay, because 2 pi divided by 2 pi is going to give me 1. All right, so 1r is just r. All right, so if I got r over here equals, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? It just kind of bugs me to have the r on the right-hand side. I'm going to put the r on the left side. So r equals, okay, what's 29.5 divided by 2 pi? Well, I got my calculator here. 29.5 divided by 2 pi is about we'll round it to one decimal, 4.695. I'll say 4.7. So again, it's approximately equal to 4.7. Okay, 4.7 what? Inches. All right. So is that my surface area? Again, make sure you go back and look at the question. The question on our notes is saying, hey, what is the surface area? Well, that's not surface area. That's just the radius. Okay, so, but now I know what R is, right? So now I can find my surface area. Okay, so surface area is 4 pi r squared. Okay, which equals 4 pi, and r is about 4.7, and I have to square that. Okay, so be careful, make sure you know your order of operations. I got to do the exponent first. So I'm going to go ahead and square that. So I get about 22 times 4 times pi. Remember, pi is approximately 3.14. You can use that. Okay, so that's going to give me about 227. So my surface area, I'm doing that, is approximately equal to 227, and that's in square inches. Okay, so that's the surface area of an official NBA basketball. I know that you probably were wondering that. Okay, so let's see. The next question is this. What if we were to take some water and fill an NBA basketball with water? How much water would we need? Well, how much water could we fit inside? Well, that's a question of volume. What you have to understand is on these tests, they're not usually going to tell you, hey, find the volume or find the surface area. They're going to tell you something like how much water could fit inside of it, right? Because they're testing you to see, hey, do you understand what volume means? All right? Volume is just a space inside of a three-dimensional figure. All right, so how much volume, how much water could fit inside here? That's a volume question. All right, so volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, now the cool thing is we know what r is now, right? We did that work already, right there. So we can just substitute this r into this formula. So the volume is 4/3 pi times r, which is 4.7 to the third power. All right, so now we have to do these exponents first, right? This is 4.7 times 4.7 times 4.7. So 4.7 raised to the third power is about 103.8. So volume is 4/3 pi times 103.8. And again, approximately equal to. Okay, now I can multiply that by pi, or 3.14, times pi. That's going to give me like 326 or so. Now, how do I do this fraction here? 4/3. Well, you'll notice that the 4 is in the numerator, and the 3 is in the denominator. So if I multiplied by 4, then I would divide by 3. All right? So multiply by 4 and then divide by 3. So multiply that by 4, divide by 3. So I get 434.8 0.9 approximately. And that is in what unit? Gallons? No. That's way too many gallons, right? That is in cubic inches. Cubic inches. Now, what if they asked for it in gallons? Well, they would have to give you the conversion of gallons to cubic inches. And let me give that for you right now on my fancy little calculator here. Whoop. So, how many gallons, no, how many cubic inches is in 1 gallon? I messed up. Sorry. One cubic inch equals how many gallons? I got to do it the other way around. 1 gallon is how many cubic inches? There we go. So 1 gallon is 231 cubic inches, exactly. So what if they asked you, hey, how many gallons could you fit? Well, you'd have to know this conversion factor, which they would probably, they would give it to you. All right, now we've done this before, but this is a good review. If 1 gallon is 231 cubic inches, how many gallons is in 434.9 cubic inches? Well, you can figure out that that's about twice as much, huh? So you're probably right around 2 gallons, I'm guessing. Okay, but here's how we would do it exactly. Here's my conversion factor. 1 gallon to 231 cubic inches is equal to, right, gallons over cubic inches. I'm going to set up a proportion. So gallons, we don't know how many gallons. 434.9 inches cubed. Okay, make sure you know your units, make sure you show your units, and make sure you're consistent with your units. All right, 1 gallon is 231. How many gallons is 434? Okay, remember, the way you solve this is cross multiplication. So 231 times x is just 231x. And 1 times 434.9 is just 434.9. All right, just cross multiplying. Okay, now we're going to divide by 231. Hopefully you can see that. I'm running out of space. To both sides. So I get 1x, or just x, equals 434.9. So 434.9 divided by 231. 31. I get 1.88, which is really close to what I guessed, right? I said about 2. So 1.88 what? Gallons. And I know that because it's right there. All right, so that was, I just kind of added that last part on at the last minute. I didn't even plan for that. All right, so the bottom line was, to get the surface area, I had to first find my radius by knowing my circumference formula. Once I knew my radius, I was able to just plug it into my surface area formula and into my volume formula. And just for an extra little treat, we figured out how to use a proportion to translate from cubic inches, or convert from cubic inches to gallons. All right, I hope this was helpful to you. Again, keep up the good work, and don't forget the notes and the formula sheet is in the description. Make sure you go there and check it out. All right, until next time, may God richly bless you.